Do I have to?
Yeah.
Welcome to this Biscuit Boys Extra with Puppet Rebellion. We're just feeling each other's biceps at the moment. Tell you what though, Jim, they are.
Jim wins.
Yeah. Honest, Ollie, I'm a wimp now. I used to when I was a kid.
Be really hard.
Well, I wouldn't say that hard, but I used to work out a bit.
Yeah.
But now, you get... Well, I suppose you get over the age of 40, and then when you reach 50...
Oh, you're not over the age of 40.
I'm over the age of 50, mate. I'm a granddad.
Wow.
It's all downhill now.
Wow.
He's like over 25.
Can we cut that bit off the front of off the start of the podcast?
No, I quite like that. I like my podcasts to be different, to be organic, to be real, because that's what bands are all about. Being real, not pretending.
You look at me really intensely as you say that.
We always do, Craig, though, don't we? We get together.
We do. Yeah,
we could change the world, you and I.
I thought you were going to say we can make babies.
Last time, I think, didn't you end up having a big kind of political debate or something? I think you did.
Yeah, we did. And I got to say, you guys in Manchester, you really are stealing the thunder of Birmingham to overtake the city and being the second biggest city.
Shade to that.
No, honestly, I mean, I've been watching you guys, because when I hook up with people, I take interest not in just them, but in the city and all of the things as well. And I'm looking at the scene in Manchester, I'm getting quite blown away. In Birmingham, we've got the scene, but our media in Birmingham are shite.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that in Manchester, you're backed by your media, you're backed by your council, and the Manchester music scene seems to be getting a lot more publicity than what we do in Birmingham.
I think the council are really, really good in Manchester on a number of fronts in supporting the arts in general, and they are good publicity-wise. You know, they always want to attract the PR attention to the city, which obviously reflects on all the art scene, bands being a part of that. And I think the city in general has got a strong scene. Obviously, it's got lots and lots of venues, genuinely pretty well attended gigs, lots of bands coming through. So I think all of those things kind of feed into one another. I guess it's the volume of people there that are interested in that sort of thing. A lot of people come to Manchester because they like that sort of thing. So that,
The thing is, though, about Manchester, we don't have the Biscuit Boys, so...
Yeah, this is it. You can't have
everything. It's not perfect,
Jim, you can't have everything in this world.
Not perfect by a long stretch.
Yeah. But you, as you say, as you've alluded to, you do get that support. Now, is it your fourth time to Birmingham? Or it's at least your fourth time? Because I've seen you 3 times.
Yeah, I think it's third, actually.
This is definitely your... All right, you're third. You win. Okay, you win.
I didn't realise we were competing.
Well, we've been here on nights out and stuff. So if you count them, then you win.
I played in my previous band here probably about 7 times, so I'm probably personally in double figures. But
so in a roundabout way,
no big deal, is it?
I was never good at counting. But how does it differ playing and gigging in Birmingham than what it does in Manchester?
Well, it's different.
Be truthful.
Well, more driving.
Yeah, the M6 would be the start. Well, there's a lot more people when we play in Manchester because that's where we're based. Yeah. So that's a pretty big difference. There are a lot more. There's a lot bigger attendance. So because of that, we can play bigger venues and things. In terms of like the general sort of gig itself, like there's not any other huge difference other than the fact.
I don't know if this is just me, but I think Birmingham is a little bit more rocky than Manchester is from my experience.
Oh, I agree as well. Yeah,
Manchester's got a bit more indie, whereas Birmingham seems like to have quite a lot of rock fans and a lot of rock bands playing.
Is it publicised more though in Manchester?
Well, obviously we don't live here, so it's difficult to say that. It's difficult to draw a comparison.
Local media, do they get on the back of it? Do they?
Well, you've got things like City Life and the Skinny, which are sort of like quite sort of young, trendy magazines that have offices in Manchester. So you get like so the sort of bigger local bands can get featured in that. I don't know how much difference that makes in terms of the scene. I think it's more that there's more people there that are actually attending gigs. I think that's probably the biggest thing. I think it attracts more people that like going to gigs. So if you've got more people at gigs...
The best person to answer this might be Paul, actually, because he lived in Birmingham. So.
Paul, jump in. Yeah. We're just trying to work out why Manchester seems to be buzzing You're getting the people into the venues. And Birmingham, I've been to so many gigs of so many artists that absolutely blow me away because they're absolutely phenomenally brilliant. And I'm seeing bars downstairs absolutely rammed, and then when artists are playing, there's hardly bugger all in the venue supporting them, and it annoys me.
Might be to do with the history behind it, I think.
Okay.
Like the big bands that have come out of Birmingham.
Yeah.
There was Ocean Colour Scene.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Mm-hmm.
Recently, can you name a band from Birmingham who've been successful?
Peace.
Yeah, Peace.
I don't know much about Peace.
The Twang.
I'm not a Peace fan. I've heard, the Twang. Yeah. Our producer, Gavin Monaghan, worked with the Twang.
Legendary.
Yeah. But I think there are more bands that have come from Manchester of recent years. I think like bands like Everything, they've had a couple of top 10 albums recently. They're kind of leading the front line for cool, trendy Manchester bands. With Birmingham, there have been a few big acts over the years, but of recent years, I don't think there are those trendy kind of bands who are on the cusp.
Manchester's just very well known as Manchester's just really well known as a music city, isn't it? That's what it is, and I don't think Birmingham is as well known. Whether that's fair or not, I think
it's the demographic of the cities. It's the demographic of the cities, isn't it? The demographic of the cities is very different. If you're walking around Manchester City Centre and then compare that to when you're walking around Birmingham City Centre, just looking at the people that are going to be interested in certain things. Obviously, you are making generalisations, but it just does seem there's a lot more sort of those people, the people you would expect to go to gigs.
Yeah. Are you associating the way they dress with the music that they listen to? That's an interesting association there.
I don't think it's a coincidence. It is making generalisations, but when you look at certain people, you can genuinely, you can make some assess of the sort of thing they'd be into.
Yeah,
if you take a cross-section of the population, Birmingham compared to Manchester, there's a massive difference in the sort of people. So it's not necessarily. I don't think that if a massive band comes from a city, that suddenly means loads of people start going to see smaller bands in that city. I personally don't think that. I think it's more. It might attract more of those sort of people there in the first place.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened to Manchester historically. I think it's had a lot of regeneration over the years, and so it's quite a popular. It's a popular alternative to London now. It's just a place for young people to live, and obviously it has it's a massive graduate population. A lot of people go uni there and stay there afterwards.
Yeah.
But with Birmingham, I think a lot of people pass through, like Ollie here.
Ollie, how are you, sir?
Studied
I'm
in
very
Birmingham.
well. I'm sorry, I've got to go somewhere. I've got to meet him.
You're not right, Ollie.
I'm really sorry.
We'll cut this
You're
little
very
bit. Honestly,
handsome,
trust me, Ollie. We'll cut it.
And
Where
you
you
don't
going?
look your age, okay? So we'll have a chat later.
I hope he comes back. You'll be knackered if you don't.
It's alright, we'll manage. Yeah. Me and Paul will split the vocals.
No problem.
Do you do much vocals, you and Paul?
We write a lot of the vocals, but
Okay.
we don't actually sing them.
Yeah.
Because we haven't got very good voices. Well, we've got average voices, really.
He's got a great voice, any Ollie.
Wonderful voice.
Now you've got a new drummer as
We
well.
have.
Because this is, around this table now, we've got Craig, we've got Paul, and we've got Jim.
The originals.
It is, isn't it? It's the originals. It's the lifeblood of Puppet Rebellion, isn't it?
When I'm with Paul and Jim, I often think this is the lifeblood of Puppet Rebellion.
Yeah.
Right here. The new drummer Henry is he's an incredibly talented drummer. Really, really good. I'd go as far to say he's one of the best drummers in the country.
Really, that much?
When you see him tonight, you make your own decision. But he's an immense.
Isn't that's not just show up? Then that's voted like.
But he got voted in a drumming magazine recently. He got voted one of the top 20 prog drummers of the millennium.
Blimey.
So he's a pretty big cheese in his own right. So we're really, really glad to have him on board.
How did you get him on board with that pedigree?
Well, we advertised. I mean, we parted ways with our previous drummer, our second drummer, and
third time lucky with Henry, I think.
and we advertised again, and he was one of the first people to respond to that advertisement, and obviously when we did our homework on it, we were very impressed with what we saw. So he's only been with us for 3-4 weeks, but it's been he's certainly hit the ground running. We've been impressed with what we've seen so far.
Me and Paul were figuring out on the way here that here's our fourth lineup at the moment, how we are now, from when we started.
But that's bands, isn't it? You say 5 of you start, 5 of you ain't going to finish. you're not going to complete it and go full circle because there's lots and lots of different
Sounds
things.
like a cancer trial.
One of you's definitely not going to make it.
I've never looked at it along those lines, but I guess you can. Really, can you?
Yeah, it's just it's like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of time.
Exactly.
You get a lot
And
of
touring.
victories, but a lot of defeats as well. So not everyone can stick it out, can they? I think that's what it is.
It is, Jenny,
You're right.
that is a massive part of it. Is that some people like the good parts of being in a band,
Yeah.
and they take that. But when it comes to the not as good bits, which there's plenty of,
Yeah.
there's plenty of not as good bits. It wears people down, and a lot of people just don't have that sort of in them to persevere. And obviously there's circumstantial things. You can. It's quite stressful being with a group of people, even when they're the lifeblood of your band, as these two with me are. But it can be stressful to spend a lot of time with people as well. So there's obviously a lot of personality that comes into it. Personalities can clash. That hasn't really been the case in our circumstance, but there's certainly always lots of things going on behind the scenes on WhatsApp threads.
All right, okay. Keep that one quiet. Now, this is the first night of your tour, your autumn tour, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're in Lichfield next week,
That's right.
and then you're going further up the country.
We've got Sheffield the following week, so the following weekend after. So we've got nothing the weekend after. So we've got on the 27th and 28th. We've got Sheffield at the Rocking Chair, and we're back in Manchester at Night and Day, and then we've got Stoke, and we've got another Manchester Day at the very end of the year.
Which is I tell you what, the older that you get,
I'm sorry.
your eyes, you do, seriously.
Yeah. So
A
we've
lot of
got.
people say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so 13th November in Lichfield, we're playing at the Paradise. 27th November in Sheffield, we're playing at the Rocking Chair. 28th November Manchester, we're playing This Feeling. 4th of December, we're playing in Stoke at the Old Brown Jug. 9th December, playing in Nottingham at the Maze, and finishing off the tour near Christmas, we're playing at the Castle in Manchester on the 19th of December.
So reading out the football results, football scores.
He done it ever so well though, didn't he? Favourite venues out of there? Have you got one? Is the one venue you go, do you know what, that's banging, I love it, we love it. And especially, I'm guessing, Manchester as well.
Deaf Institute was really good. It's a really cool venue, really cool little room. Pops up in Cortina's video. Are You in Love with the Notion in the background there, dancing in the club, and got a Deaf Institute in the background. And it's got a nice little seating section, wooden kind of seating section at the back for people who want to have a seat and a balcony.
As well, so
we normally base whether we like the venue on how nice the seating section is.
And the decorations are an
It is
important
really
part.
nice decoration.
I like.
Generally, it's a decoration.
There's a smaller venue in Manchester called
Yeah.
Gulliver's that we played a couple of times.
I've heard of that.
I really like that one. That sits in the northern quarter.
There's a cluster.
I like
There's a cluster of quite a few in the Northern Quarter. We're playing another one on the same street called Night and Day, which is another quite famous one. We've never played there before, and that's the one we're playing at the end of this month. I'm quite looking forward to.
That's in a Cortina song as well, Night and Day, isn't it? That's mentioned in a Cortina song.
Manchester through
Is
and
this,
through
is this
Cortinas,
interview
aren't they?
about Cortinas or
Just a fact, a fun fact for your listeners there.
Wouldn't mind supporting them, that'd be good. Next time they
that-
play the Castlefield Bowl.
Does Liam Frey listen to the podcast?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I'd
sure.
heard
I think
he
he's downloaded our Biscuit Boys app.
If you're listening, Liam, and we'll support you, no problem.
Well, have you got your own app? I've got you on Spreaker, isn't it?
Yeah, we're on Spreaker, but we've got our own Biscuit Boys app
Oh,
now.
right,
So if you go
I'll-
to Google Play, into the store, you can go like the Biscuit Boys app, download our app, and listen to all of our shows,
That's good to know. I'll do that.
supporting the immense talent that we've got out here in the United Kingdom. Tell me about, how do you get hold of Gavin, by the way? Because Gav produces
He got
your
all of us.
EP.
Yeah, he got
Gavin,
in touch with
yeah.
us. He'd
You know,
heard our music.
the Grapevine.
Yeah, got into. He handpicks the bands that he works with.
okay.
He's working all the time, and he got in touch with us through Facebook, I think it was. Said he liked our sound, wanted to work with us, and then we just really hit it off with him. So since we did the first recording with him, we've worked with him every time since then. He's really good.
Yeah, he is. And I think you're really good as well.
Oh, thank you, Gav.
I mean, to be fair, I listen to lots and lots and linked up with hundreds, literally hundreds of bands.
Yeah.
You're one of my favourites.
Do you say that
No.
to
I
all
don't
of
bullshit
them?
anybody.
Okay. So
I
would you
always tell the truth.
tell one of
Stone
those
Foundation, my favourite. Paul Weller's God.
bands? Okay.
Right,
Would you say to one of the others, like, I've listened to hundreds and hundreds of bands, and I've got to say you're pretty near the bottom of the pile, or would you just not, mention that you listen to lots of bands?
I just mention it.
Be polite.
I tend to big up and support artists that I really love.
Okay.
Because, you know, this is, for us, it is a labour of love. We come out, it costs us money like it costs you money.
Sure.
So I invest my time.
M6 toll's
and
not
effort.
cheap, is it?
No, it isn't.
You're the Steve Lamack of Birmingham.
I'll tell you what, I'd
Yeah,
take
no,
that. Take that.
no truer words ever said.
Well, it's just
from
helping.
Paul.
It's just helping each other, isn't it? Networking, and
Absolutely.
so we've made mates, you know, friends of all bands. There you go, Craig.
Craig shakes hand with Gabby.
Yeah. And I've got to say, in terms of you, Craig, playing your guitar,
Yeah.
you're mesmeric,
Oh.
right? I'm not gay, right? But I
I
can't.
wouldn't mind if you were. just for any gay listeners out there, I'm not homophobic.
But what I'm saying is, I can't take my eyes off you when you're playing that guitar, because you play in such a way. I love passionate people.
He plays in a frenzy, doesn't he?
He seriously does, you know. And for people out there that have not seen the Public Rebellion, this guy is unbelievable. How you stay on a stage.
This description is unbelievable.
It is, but you're just a bundle of energy and everything that a guitarist should be, in my opinion.
You hear that, Paul?
You know he's going to have to really go for it tonight now, or you're going to be disappointed. aren't you?
Some people prefer the more laid-back guitarists. That's my audience.
That is true. Some people do. Some people do prefer that.
Yeah.
My dad said when we played in Northampton, where I'm hail from. My dad said, I like the way your bassist just stands on stage, looking pretty cool.
Yeah, he does.
But he doesn't do that now. So my dad probably won't like the way Jim performs anymore.
No, Jim.
Dances.
He jumps. He's been described as a jack in the box.
That is
Where
true.
did this come from, Jim?
I can't remember who said it, to be honest. Someone on Twitter or something. But
Jim's latched on to it. He's repeated that description quite a lot of times.
I used to have a wireless guitar lead, so you can plug it in, you can run all over, go wherever you want. But I've lost that at a gig recently, so I'm plugged back in at the moment. So I feel a bit more restricted.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to move that as much as I can.
But that's the thing with you guys as well. Watching you and listening to you, you know, you put a performance.
I think you've got to
In,
put
don't
a
ya?
bit of a show on. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not like we're not theatrical.
No, you're not.
Do like a meatloaf or anything. But
saying you were, Jim.
yeah, but you've got to. I think you've got to make it entertainment. You don't want to. You don't want to see everyone stood there like a tree, not moving, because it'd just be a bit boring, wouldn't it? So we've all got our own. But it's nothing forced either. Like Craig does that naturally. I
natural,
jump around because I want to.
Yeah.
Paul's interesting to watch, I think. And like from what we've seen of Henry in the practice room, he's entertaining. He does all the stick spinning and all that kind of stuff. He looks cool.
And Ollie is just an icon, isn't he?
Ollie's just beautiful.
He's
isn't
eye candy for anyone.
He
isn't
is. He's he looks like a Greek god.
He does, don't he? Adonis. Talk to me about your EP, because that's what you're promoting. Your wonderful EP.
Thank you very much.
As I
Again,
say,
kind words.
Produced by the wonderful Gavin Monaghan at the Magic. I always want to say the Magic Mushroom Studios.
I think there are some mushrooms on the walls, like drawn on the walls. So you're not a million miles off.
But it is the Magic Garden.
Yeah, but just to be clear, he is a million miles off, because even though there is some mushrooms on the wall in the toilets, it's called the Magic Garden
Exactly.
Studio, not the Magic Mushroom.
That's Mrs. Brown, that is.
Yeah,
In his former life, in a toilet in France, he used to delve.
Mrs. Brown's boys.
Mrs. Brown, my partner.
Oh.
Again, I ain't gay. And if I was, there's nothing wrong with it. But he's the other half of the Biscuit Boys. He's the bit that you don't see. A lot of people think he does nothing. But he does all the So talk me through the new EP, you know.
Okay, what are...
Oh, for fuck's sake, tell him to shut. You shut up with that bleeding eyes.
So
Sorry,
there's 4 tracks on the new EP.
Yeah, go on.
You might have heard 2 of them already, because we released 2 of them as a single.
Claim to fame.
inspiration. No, we don't need your help at all. Promises are only speculation. Tonight we're breaking protocol. So take your lies and all that they are mine, and leave the floors unknown. Well, you can try and find it, or you can try and find it. You got it in those sides, now we're clearing this night. Sentences are passing, this is your final call. You're all the same, you're all the same, you're all the same. You claim to fame, claim to fame, claim to fame. Tonight they're taking your souls. We don't need your words for inspiration. No, we don't need your pedestal. A preacher with a silent congregation speaks only to the ones he rules. So take your trials and all that they require, and leave the floors unknown. Oh, you can try and find it, oh, you can try and find it. Got it in on sides, now we're claiming this night. Sentences are passing, this is your final call. You're all the same, you're all the same, you're all the same. You claim to fame, claim to fame, claim to fame. Your chances remote, 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 your chances remote. You can try and find it, or you can try and find it. Got it in the sides, now we're clearing this night. Sentences are passing, this is your final call. You're all the same, you're all the same, you're all the same. You claim to fame, claim to fame, claim to fame. Tonight they're taking your souls.
Claims Fame
Watch
and
Full.
Watch Me Fall, yeah.
All that, he's talking about the current EP, Jim, not the one we're subsequently going to release. All of them are out.
But I mean, you might have heard them before
Yeah.
they were released on the EP, the
So-
two songs.
So, right, okay. You're confusing me now. This EP that you're touring with now,
Yeah,
it's got 4 tracks on.
yeah.
Have you got another EP that you're ready to release as well?
It's not ready yet.
Okay, good. I'm listening.
Craig may have just dropped it in there, like
right?
we are ready. He may have just put his foot in it.
Not really. I think people know we're going to release material at some point in the future. It's not a big secret.
And it's pretty much ready, but we're not ready to release it yet.
Okay, so
But no, we're touring for Life Is In Your Hands, which is 4 songs,
yeah,
2 of which we've released previously as a single, but now all 4 are out.
okay. And what's your other EP? What's your new stuff that
Well, I
you've
can't say
got?
that, can we?
Okay.
We'll do that.
Top
We'll do
secret,
that in the
really.
next interview.
Okay.
We don't want to talk about that now because the next interview will come out. You'll be scratching into what can I ask him now?
Yeah, I like
But-
we just talk anyhow.
You're going to like it.
Yeah.
I
Now we
like,
do,
I like everything that you do.
Thank you.
Seriously, I'm proper into you guys.
I think you'll like the new stuff. The new stuff's really good. Not saying that the current stuff isn't, but we're very pleased with the new stuff.
How different to your new stuff is it to the current stuff that you've got out there, Craig?
It's
Why will I like it? What makes you believe that?
Because you like everything we do.
we do.
Well,
yeah.
that's true.
So that's why, yeah. I mean, yeah.
You got to judge each song on its own merits, I think, and stylistically, there is a continuity with the new stuff that's going to be coming out next year. But each song's got its own little different atmosphere that's going to bring a little different nuance to the live set. So we're looking forward to bringing them in.
I'm pretty confident that we release pretty consistent material. So I think it's not like we're just putting out one good song and then just putting 3 tracks that just, all right, we want every single song to sound like it could be a single.
I agree.
So I think that's, and I think that, and a lot of people say, that's a compliment we get from a lot of people that they like all the songs and different. There isn't ever really any one song that's anyone's standout favourite. It's all people. pretty varied. Which people? Oh God! Can we cut that whole section?
No, carry on. I love mistakes.
I wasn't even listening. What did you say?
It's pretty varied which song's people's favourites.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it seems like everyone's got a different favourite. I think that'll be the same case when we release the next EP. I think a lot of people are going to like different tracks because there's that, as Paul said, there's that continuity with style, but equally they do all sound pretty different from one another. But with that sort of Puppet Rebellion sort of signature sound. So we think you'll like it.
Who's the main writer, or do you write them all together? Do you get the lyrics and then who writes the music? How does the conception of the record evolve?
At the idea stage, myself, Craig and Ollie all kind of introduce ideas. At the lyric writing stage, I'd say Craig kind of has written the majority of the lyrics recently. Melodies,
Probably about half and half.
yeah.
And then I tend to do most of the arrangements, so the structures, so taking it and finishing it off and turning it into a full song. So it's, it's collaborative, but there's we all sort of have our own roles, and it's different for different tracks as well. Certain tracks, I've spent a long time on, and I put a lot more contributions in other tracks, and some tracks there's a lot more varied contributions. So
Yes.
So
it's pretty much a team effort. For people that want to hook up with Puppet Rebellion, Twitter feeds, Facebook, you are on Instagram as well.
we are.
Okay, so let's have it all. Website, everything. The
So-
full SP.
So
Just / Puppet Rebellion,
blimey.
everything. So Facebook / Puppet Rebellion, Twitter / Puppet Rebellion, Instagram / Puppet Rebellion, MySpace / Puppet Rebellion.
That ain't still going, is it?
It is
not?
still going.
Is it
I actually
really?
downloaded the app the other day, and it's really weird to see all your old posts that you've done, your old pictures and stuff.
Can you put new stuff on MySpace as
I think
well?
so. Yeah, it's all weird now. It's different to how it was, but it's pretty entertaining. If you go on it and look up your old friends, I looked up Craig's, and it's not been updated since 1992 or something.
Oh,
but it's
right.
crazy to see all his old pictures and stuff like that.
Has he changed much?
the internet, the World Wide Web was launched in 1995, so we know that statement about it being from 1992 isn't true.
Yeah.
Just for your listeners that didn't know that. Carry on, Jim.
I mean, 1997.
2s and 7s are very similar numbers.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, so it's everything. If you just Google Puppet Rebellion as well, we've got our website as well. We've just had that relaunched recently. That's all shiny and looking nice. PuppetRebellion.com. That is
Have you got your own YouTube channels as well?
our own YouTube. Yeah, / Puppet Rebellion again. All our videos are on there.
So put into a search engine, Puppet Rebellion, and it'll come out with bundles of brilliant songs.
Loads of stuff will pop up, yeah.
Brilliant.
Just
Guys,
to be wary though, there is another band image pops up for some reason. If you type in Puppet Rebellion and then click images,
okay.
there's loads of pictures of us and
Yeah.
a logo and albums and EPs. Sorry,
Is there
EPs
another
and
band with the
stuff.
same name?
No, there's not another band. There's just a random picture of another band. I don't know how they've got on there. And,
Right.
Look for the tall, handsome, blonde guy, and you'll be on the right lines.
yeah, just weird. I don't know why that comes up. I think it's like a glitch in Google or something, but I don't know how you'd sort that out.
There's always glitches and snitches and all stuff in that. Guys, can I thank you very much for your
Always a
time
pleasure.
again?
Thank you, Gabby. Great to see you again.
Superb.
Nice seeing you again. Thank you.
And you're still unsigned as well, aren't you?
At the moment,
Yeah.
We're working with a Manchester label for our next tour, actually. Which
Okay.
I'll tell you more about
Yeah.
soon.
And link us in, because we will support all independent labels.
yeah, we appreciate all the tweeting that you do as well
Yeah.
about the band. It's really good to hear that.
I
We
just-
do appreciate it.
I enjoy it and I love it, and that's what we do with Spectra. We're doing our Biscuit Boy show now in America. We've linked up with an American station, and we just love it. And I get such a vibe
Yeah.
from being around the scene that you just, the more that you do, the more that you link up, the more that you speak to people, the more that you like them, the more that you want to work with them.
You've got to love it, don't you? Or you
Yeah.
won't be doing it.
Oh,
We're
you-
the same. Yeah.
You'd have to be absolutely have something wrong with your brain if you didn't love this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I agree.
Seriously,
Yeah.
you would. Guys, can I thank you for your time?
Thanks, Gabby.
Thanks, Gabby.
Enjoy Birmingham.
Well.
Thanks, Craig.
Thank you.
Trying to erase what a dream to conceive this lasting, a trap we choose, staging our demise in the scene we've mastered. Enjoy the ruse.